Job 7. Well, I'm reading Job because of the 3 days of darkness. And I thought the 3 days of darkness was going to be a literal darkness. I mean, there's fog, yes. It's definitely a fog. But I think it's a little bit different than what we really think. Because, like, yesterday, well, not literally yesterday, a day before yesterday, or, the last 2 or 3 days, I was really in worship, and I saw my praise go up, and as a big, big gift, lots and lots of light, yellow, orange, red, and this white smoke going up to the Lord as incense, and yellow and orange going up to the Lord. But then this morning I went and I woke up and I began to pray, and I saw a face that I was to pray for, of a man who said his face stayed down, but his spirit rose up and looked at me. So I saw his physical separate from his spiritual. And he says, I haven't eaten in a couple of days. And, or in a few, I haven't eaten in a few days. I knew it was 2, but he didn't use the word 2. And I'm praying, and I'm turning to tongues, because it feels like I'm not getting anywhere. At least with the tongues, I saw a small flame. I mean, like a teardrop size. And then as I was praying in tongues, I would see it get brighter and brighter and brighter. But the darkness wouldn't let the illumination that would go make like a halo around the light. There was no halo around the light. So I feel like that in the realms right now, not in the physical, we are in the first day of darkness. And not to be afraid, but just stay vigilant and keep on keeping on. Do not let your light go out. Okay? Don't let it go out. Stay vigilant. Pray. Read your word. Or listen to people read the word. Does not man have to struggle on earth? For the days are like the days of a hired man, like a servant who sighs for the shade, and like a hireling longing for his wages. So am I. So am I allotted months of futility? So I'm going to read that again now that I figured out what it said. So am I allotted months of futility and nights of trouble have been appointed to me? I'm sorry. That is not a question. So am I allotted months of futility and nights of trouble have been appointed to me. When I lie down, I say, when am I going to rise? And the night be ended. And that is a question. When am I going to rise? And the night be ended. So I was talking to you just now about the 3 days of darkness. When are we going to rise? And the night be ended. I think it's up to us, really. Our intercession should just continue. Stronger now than ever before. Back to the verse. For I have had my fill of tossing till dawn. Who, haven't you? My body is covered with worms and dirt. My skin is cracked and it festers. So Job had it real bad. Yeah, I think I was complaining to the Lord just a tid. I didn't do it in words, but I think I was thinking, Lord, when is this going to end? I'm really, really suffering here. And that's when he showed me the man that hadn't eaten in 2 days. In other words, you think you got it bad. Verse 6. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and are spent without expectation, without expectancy. So we act like we expect it to get better, but we really don't have any expectation that it will get better at this point, right? But we got to keep our faith and our belief and our hope, knowing that the 3 days of darkness are only 3 days, right? It's only 3 days. Remember that my life is a breath. My eye is never again to see good. The eye of him who sees me no longer. So he thinks that Yeshua doesn't see him. Your eyes are upon me, and I am no more. Verse 9. The cloud fades and vanishes away, so he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He returns no more to the house, nor does his place know him anymore. Stop in just a moment. You know, I heard David, he was praying some really sad prayers like this too. And one of the things he said is he said to Yahweh, or Yahuwah, that if I go to the grave, how will I praise you? He's like saying, Elohim, please help me to live so that I can continue to praise you, because who will praise you if I'm gone? Who will praise you if I'm gone? So, I think that's a negative positive, and we should have it in this time. If you feel like you're near to death, that your spirit is no longer supporting your flesh to live, then remind your God. Remind him. Say, don't you prefer me over these rocks to worship you? Hang on to life, okay? Hang on to life. And remind your Heavenly Father, Abba, that you want to worship him. You want to stay here so that you may worship. Okay, verse 11. I also do not hold my mouth. I speak in distress in my spirit. I complain in the bitterness of my being. In other words, he says, I can't keep my mouth shut any longer. Verse 12. Am I the sea or the sea serpent that you put a guard over me? Okay, now you get your marine spirits, right? And he just spoke of two. Well, he just says the sea and the sea serpent. And they're not freed to come. There's borders that they must stay in. And he's saying, should I hold my mouth? Are you causing me to hold my mouth?